All right, hello, how you doing? I'm gonna do a story about Juneteenth, Multiracial Week, and Loving Day. And recently, Loving Day is 50 years of the 11 vs. Virginia case, and I want to cover that. 11 vs. Virginia case was a story, was this case actually about a white man named Richard Love and his wife, who was partially black and part Native American. But they listed her as black later on. I think one of her birth certificates say Native American Indian, and she changed it to black. Well, from a small town, Virginia, where white people and people classified as black, whether it be dark skin, light skin, due to the mixtures, got along. And this was during Jim Crow. And they felt that they can get married. So they went to Washington, D.C., where it was legalized for interracial marriages. At the time, when they came back to Virginia to visit their family and they celebrated, the laws came in. The racist police officers, the slave patrol at the time, I mean, it was slave patrol, you know what I mean? I'm using terminology. They came there to their house in the middle of the night and mistreat them and took them to the jail and told them that they should not be in marriage because she was a color girl at the time and he was a white man. So what happened is the judge made a misinterpretation of the Bible, and that Saint Peter warns us that spiritually destruction in the third chapter of 15th verse, the 17th verse of the Bible ain't perfect, but I know this, and personal interpretation, private, made up interpretation of the Bible. That Saint Peter warned us again in the beginning of his chapter, the second book, First Peter chapter 1, 20 and 21. So the truth of the matter is that he said that God made black, white, red, and yellow and meant the races to be separate and blah blah this and that. So they had to move out of the state of Virginia. So they moved to Washington D.C. And then when they went to Washington D.C., they stayed in a mostly African American community at the time. And so then when they would go visit their family, stuck to Virginia to go visit their family, with their they had two sons and one daughter. Later on, that's what happened. They got mistreated again. So, and I remember watching the movie with Lee Rashad from Wade Takes Hell and Rachel Hall. No, she wasn't Rachel Hall. No, she was Hall Nights, and she was in what's the other movie she played in? Boomerang. Okay. Well, when I saw her, she played Mildred Loving. Okay. And they made a book about about the Loving story as well. I haven't seen that one yet, the new version of it. But anyway, the Richard Loving drove off. Drove off, and because he was a race car driver. Okay. And so at the time when she was fighting, they was fighting for civil rights, and most of the major levels entered the civil rights movement. Um, she took upon herself to write a letter to the Supreme Court. It said it's unconstitutional, that her husband should be able to get married, and the lawyer said it was unconstitutional. It was illegal. Those anti-misogyn, misogynation. Is it misogynation? Miscegenation, whatever it's called, I won't say misogyny, whatever they would call it, it's anti-interracial laws between black, identified, classified black, because none of us are pure African descent, and white people. Well, they fought in June of 1967, 50 years ago. The Supreme Court announced that all people can get married to anybody of any color, any race. And I want those who love the one drop rule so much to hear this. They also said the one drop rule was unconstitutional, meaning that they still classify you as pure black without your free will, because you can say you want to say now, okay? Um, then you have a right to sue, okay? They're going against your rights. So I support Loving Day. I wish I had the money to go to the Loving Day festivals in New York and stuff, and unfortunately, I don't. I wanted to even perform as a singer, but I think go singer to perform Loving Day. Then there's another situation going on here in Texas called Juneteenth, and people do not know what Juneteenth is. People think that slavery socially was legalized along with legalized in 1862. That was when the Emancipation Proclamation that Melungeon president, because he passed his white, but he was a Melungeon, triracial, black, white, name, race in before Barack Obama, time about Abraham Lincoln had signed. Um, but in Texas, remember Texas, and I want to go into big history. You already know I bring up the Alamo about how it was about slavery, about Mexican, not only not mixed with Spanish and Native, but also African. And the second president was African descent. He was Afro mestizo. My hero was the Guerrero. Okay, I mentioned that he banned slavery in 1826, but actually emancipated slaves in 1829 from the Spaniards mostly. The Spaniards mostly owned slaves in Mexico. Okay, the Afro-Mexican slaves. His mother was an Afro-Mexican. His dad was a mestizo. Well, so Texas, Tejas was part of Mexico. If you was a slave, runaway slave coming from the South, Louisiana, Arkansas, whatever, Mississippi, and Tejas, you were legally free. Well, in Texas, in Tejas, should I say Tejas? In Tejas, a lot of Anglos from the South came here, and they brought black and mixed race slaves. Okay, they saw them as black as well, and they came here illegally. I think Mexico they let them in, but they said, "Excuse me, emancipate these slaves. We have an anti-slavery law. Do this with the Guerrero." Sam Houston, David Crockett, Fannie Lamar, who else? Stephen Austin. They all rebelled against the Mexican government, Cahuila, who controlled Tejas, and they wanted the slave masters wanted the white Anglo-Saxon slave masters from the American South wanted the Mexican government to pay each slave. Pay them each slave they lost, because remember, slave was about money, free labor, forced free labor on people of African descent, and the white folks who controlled it make all the money from the corporations and banks and all that, like we do with the private prison owners. It's called like it is, okay? So, Viacom, okay, I mean, be messy, but let's get to the subject. So, when they fought in the Alamo, remember they were Mexico was winning, and it wasn't for the mulatto named Emily Rose. Emily Morgan. Excuse me, Emily Morgan West. She was Yellow Rose of Texas, and Yellow Rose of Texas. They call it yellow because of yellow bone. Because she was like Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys complexion. Okay, Beyonce type of complexion. Okay, so she saw Santa Anna. Santa Anna took her up because he was, I don't want to use improper words, but he was out there. Okay, he was a fast man. Okay, trying to be respectful. Okay, y'all don't know the word. What's the T? Okay, thank you. Okay, and he had failed marriages, and he also was a drug addict. So he picked her up, saw how beautiful and exotic she was, and took her down there with a Washburn Charles, right there by Galena Park and Pasadena area. Okay, I'm from the east side, so I know about that area. Okay, so they did it. They did a thing. Because he had his drawers on when Sam Houston caught him, and they also gave him drugs, and they drugged Santa Anna, and that's how he lost the war. Okay, that's how Mexico lost the war, and so they became the Republic of Texas. Okay, talking about Tejas. They changed it to Texas, and it was own country. Even the mulattoes who fought in the Texan army, along with the Tejanos who were Mexican descent, who were men of color who fought with the mostly white Texan army. The mulattoes, African descent people who fought in it, was also considered free, but they about to become a slave. They about to be kicked out, and they also married to white women. Okay, they had black moms and white fathers who were slave masters, but they fought in the war. They're about to get kicked out, and they had to write a letter. I forgot one of their names. I read it about the black history in Texas when I was in El Paso, Texas. Okay. It was a children's book, but it went in detail of it. So I had to read about that. I had to read about history and stuff. When I was in David Cross Jocko Center back in 2004. So what happened is when that happened, something about I need to do more research about this. Sam Houston was the city's named after. Who's a slave master who had babies with slaves too, because I know a sister who's related to him. Okay. That slave master. Okay. Well, Sam Houston didn't want the Republic of Texas to be part of the Confederacy. But I guess he was pressured by the white Texan people because there's money involved in slavery to be part of the Confederacy. I mean, Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas. I think Maryland was one of them. Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, Florida. Um, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. Okay, Louisiana was more a little different because it was a Catholic state, and there were a lot of people of color there too. A lot of mixing on choice, not always by rape or seduced. It was by marriage. Was a different. Louisiana was his own country. Okay, it was a French and Spaniard. That's why I mentioned about me being French and Spanish Creole, and I have that in my roots. And it's a real, so I am part Latino. Did not know that for all these years to went on Insta.com and found real. It took me a while to realize. I know the story. Okay. So, okay, El Real, R-I-L, is Spanish, okay? My fourth grandfather was born in 1847, which I don't know if he was a slave or free man caught in Texas. They had him in Texas, too. But his parents are from Louisiana, okay? So that was the census show, so that makes sense, okay? And so, just like those who come on my channel, I'm African American, French, Spanish, Creole, but Latino, English, Irish, Native American, okay? So, anyway, that's my background. That's why I'm doing this video. Okay, so if I'm a Texan, I'm going with African descent and also mixed heritage. That's why I'm make these 3 titles as these holidays of this week, okay? That's why exactly. So, what happened was what happened at the time, they were part of the Confederacy, and of course, the Confederate side, the rebel people on the body fly trash flag, lost the war. They choose treason, want to keep them stupid martyr, idols up in there as a reminder of what happened back in the day. Talking about, I'm not talking about Confederate soldiers and stuff. So what happened when that happened, y'all? Abraham Lincoln had signed the Emancipation Proclamation Bill. They say all folks was free. All people of America was free. And also to don't forget, y'all, that of that situation, one folks to understand as well, the 13th Amendment did not say that slavery ended. It said for a criminal act, and that's why they transferred to the private prison owners. And I mentioned that in the video earlier about the banks, corporation, and even stores. We go to store, they support these. That's why they target African American men and Latino men. And then when Trump won, he brought it back after Obama on my birthday, got rid of the funding private prison owners. Okay. That's why the music industry had the N-word and all that other crap, and they have thuggery and coonery, trash, minstrel show behavior, and they're not doing the hip hop. They're also doing it with the Latino music when it comes to a little bit of reggaeton, along with the. I love reggaeton, but now they get sometimes remember, people don't understand reggaeton. Puerto Rico, people in Puerto Rico that were upper class was against it. Same thing with hip hop back in the day when I was coming in the 80s. And because they saw the women being exploited, they saw that thug, gangster, sometimes, people associate Cholo with Mexican culture, gang culture, but it's in Puerto Rico. That type, exactly, since they both have a Latino relation, okay? They didn't want nothing to do with that. Even the governor of Puerto Rico at one period of time, I remember watching the Mundos, didn't want any of the reggaeton festivals being funded or even in there. Okay, and he was a light complected Latino, Puerto Rican, and people say I can see why he's that way because he was lighter skinned and he was upper class. Okay, but they had their argument. I love some Daddy Yankee and Evie Queen. There's some negative things that they need to be done because I tell people not all reggaeton is about booty shaking. It's about some party music. You know what I'm saying? I love reggaeton. You know, some pastors mostly Mexican descent down there. They play reggaeton on hip hop station. Oh yes, I was listening, dancing to Lo Que Pasó. Heck yeah, oh yeah, I love them days. Woo, yes I did. Woo, I miss being El Paso, listening to hip hop music and reggaeton on one station. Yes, in Chicano rap. Hello. So, but speaking of that, that's why they painted that they put bad images of ghetto, gangster, cholo, thug, and reggaeton, Chicano rap, and regular hip hop, the most African said. That's the N word and drug dealing, and even now they got corridos and they're sponsoring narco corridos, thank you. They're about cutting folks' heads, all cartel type. I think that's the gangster rap cartel, corrido music. Okay, so get back to the subject. So they didn't let folks know. I mean, they didn't. They knew. I believe the people there in Texas who was in Austin. I think Houston was the capital. Someone was telling me, but they just referred to Austin. But anyway, let's get the subject. And there was most African American people in Houston. Some brother was telling me that, Houston was the one that really had a lot of black communities. The war, fifth war, third war, fourth war, sixth war, something like that thing. Second war was mostly Mexican descent. Okay, here in Houston, Latino, where the Guadalupe church is at, you know what I'm saying? So, but they had the wars mostly with African Americans and I include Latinos as well. Um, in their own communities and stuff that folks know a lot about Houston, Texas before they say things about Houston. But anyway, let me get to the subject here in the so-called great state of Texas. The reason why I'm bringing this in Juneteenth history because 1862, that's when slavery had ended, right? Supposedly. No different than Vicente Guerrero when he banned slavery 1826. But he had to forcibly emancipate the slaves in Mexico in 1829. I mean, he emancipated. Well, the same thing happened here. It's weird. Um, when the slaves did not know they were free. That's why in Texas, I talk about plantation mind people and Aunt your mama. I mean, even though it's in other parts of the country, we have it down here, and it's still here. That's why even at the job, I deal with the certain people at the job. I won't go detail. I mentioned some of the African American people love deal with oppression, get some money and stuff. Thank you, because I know my history. Not all money is good money, So we have that mentality here in the South, especially in Texas, okay? A lot of African American people, not all, but you have that. You have those who are upscale and educated and got money. You have those who don't, and you understand that it's a historical reference, okay? Meaning some of our people do not go up and read books and, I mean, they do, but they don't, and it usually be someone else's expectation of the books, which is the expectation might have a lot of lies in it because it's a person who interprets it, but they don't go by the true facts even if it hurts, okay? So that's why I talk about plantation mind and slave minded people is a redneck state and this and there's a plantation state. That's why I want y'all to understand there's a lot of historical content. When I'm using those term per term, is have a lot of historical background to evidence of like what happened in the back day. Now people still have that mindset today. Do y'all get my point? Okay. Well, a lot of people African Americans did not know that they were free. And it took 3 years in 1865 when slavery ended in Texas. Okay? On June 19th, this Sunday coming up. And that's why we celebrate Juneteenth. A lot of them did not know that the 1862 that was free. Okay? Just like the slaves that came to Tejas when it was Mexico. They didn't know they were free. They had the Mexican person had. That's why I'm not a big on the black and brown stuff because not only had Mexican folks who being sorry to use my language, portrait mind defending Sam Houston along with some trash mulattoes and a slave, okay, who was with them obeying his master, but you had Mexican from Mexico. That is why I say I love to hang with the it's historical who that's why my homie came on channel and actually said Chicano. He said, excuse me, I'm not your Mexican man, not gonna call me Chicano. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, okay. Y'all get my point? So in Mexico, that's why like my ex-girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend is from Mexico and she loved brothers and her family had no problem with that. It was such a, it was Americanized, whitewashed. Okay, y'all get my point? Okay. I'm not trying to bash anybody, but I want you to understand if folks look at the grassroots of the problem, then they understand why it exists. I'm a very detailed person, okay? I look at the root. I don't attack the branch of the tree. I attack the root of the tree so it won't grow. So anyway, let's get to the subject. So when I a lot of Mexicans had to tell for real doing that. There's also after a man, Marco Weavernack, a good name. He's black and Mexican descent, and he's a politician in San Antonio. And he was telling us at the Black Texan Film on Facebook and bring our business up that he looking for people to play the black soldiers who fought with Santa Anna, which I did not know that. So a lot of folks don't know the history. Yeah, that's why I'm making this a live stream. I want folks to know, and I'm glad nobody came in trying to comment, trying to cut me off. I'm trying to do this video, okay? Because I get distracted very easy. So, well, anyway, in that situation, There were Mexican folks who's helping black slaves cross the Rio Grande. That's why I'm not with y'all with that diamond silk talking about Mexicans taking jobs away, all that other crap, the old coonery for Trump mess. That 19 you'll be being a slave as a job without no pay. Listen to that mess, okay? Because I know my history, and I know that's why I'm not anti-Mexican. Like, for example, when we singing my comes up, I am shouting "Viva Mexico" when they have, you know, what you call it? What you call it? Mexican Independence Day doing Hispanic Heritage Month. I am shouting "Que Viva Mexico" because Mexico held my African American people, especially the Black Seminoles like John Horse, crossed the Rio Grande and gave them their freedom. So that's why to all y'all folks with African American beings, coonery, and Latino, pocho minded folks who don't know their history, that's why the things I do is because of historical significant reasons. Okay, I want you to understand that. Okay, that's why when Trump won, I said I'm going to Mexico. Or you gonna get killed in Mexico. Oh, we gonna get, God forbid, we get killed here too with all these old Trump supporters. Right? Come on now, God, dog, these folks don't just ignorant. So you mean you rather be treated like a slave than be dead as a free man? Okay, just y'all get my point. Okay, so that's why I said that I would go to Mexico. Because even Negrito Grande, who goes on YouTube, who's my dark skinned brother with curly hair, goes to Mexico a lot, and he's treated well better in Mexico than he is in the United States. And y'all know the difference between a Mexican American and a Mexican. Okay, or Chicano, please know the difference. Okay, mentality-wise, culture-wise, y'all, please stop putting everybody in one bottle. You don't want everybody else to do the same thing us and American we don't do it to everybody else like that. You know, so that's why I had to eat her or like sheath her, okay, to find. Yes, when I'm with my like, I do that to everybody, okay. Not just only like do the African people. Okay, this here ghetto. He's trying to make me be okay. Well, let me get away from him. Is he think I'm gay or something? When I never had sex with a man, I got personal. I'm always Why he look at me strange or why I cut him off as a friend because I know it's gonna be some bad because I've been hurt before by so-called friends, fake friends, frenemies. Okay, I'll always eat her people. She's kind of. I think that all the time. Okay, I'm looking at her actions. I look how she treat people, partiality wise, how she. I'm body language. I always because I know from the thank you from experience. So going back to the situation. So that's why when Mexico Independence Day come up and says, I'm shouting and say, if you gave you Mexico, I have Mexico flag on my picture, both on Facebook and on Twitter, okay? Because that country helped our African people be free when they stole Texas from Mexico to make it a slave country and state. So this relation is why I love the fact that May and June next to each other because we have Cinco de Mayo and we have Juneteenth. Beautiful. Okay. So get back to the subject. And when you understand, that's why there were Mexican people who helped black slaves cross the Rio Grande. Let me tell you the reason why. I also want folks to understand. Due to the John Hernandez case, they trying to get the Texas Rangers involved, which I don't trust it because besides Texas Rangers harassing African American people, they also mistreat the Mexicans, immigrants, and Mexican American people here. They treat them, the rancheros, braceros, they treat them like crap. Okay, so that's why that machismo come in. You understand? Because you're listed, you're mixed. They don't acknowledge it on paper, and you want to become American, they put you in a white category so you can feel better than those who are African descent. Let's say all like it is. You both parties are mixed, so you feel a little better, but you get treated like trash because you're not fully white. Okay, being with the African and Spanish and the American mixture. Okay, you don't look all that black. You look exotic looking, and so you're put in this category, but yet you're getting treated. I want you to understand why the machismo, machista behavior exists in Texas, even in the West Coast when it comes to the South part. No offense to those in Southern Cali. Okay, so you're treated like this. You feel a little 10 times better because the people who live as black with the similar DNA as yours do not want. They don't have freedom, but you have freedom, but you're not free socially free because they don't see you as white. You know what I'm saying? So, but you have a history of the Texas Rangers mistreating you, so you end up having a slave mentality too. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have a Geraldo, even though Robert Rivera is not Mexican, you have that George Zimmerman who's Peruvian. You know what I'm saying? Who's proper? You see what I'm saying? That's why you have even Ed Gonzalez with this case with his own Mexican brother. You know what I'm saying? 9/10, I think Ed Gonzalez is Chicano. Okay, learn Spanish somewhere, but I'm not. I don't know his roots that way. But I wouldn't be shocked. The one who's the Harris County Sheriff Department, but you have John Hernandez, who's family from Mexico. You know, therefore I think he was born here, but he's first generation Mexican American, which they see a difference in that. Chicanos who have been here for years and first generation, second generation Mexican people, they see themselves different. Okay, style, mentality wise, all that, and they 9/10 like I said, the people who first immigrants, even though there is racism with those who are first generation, the ones who are in my those who are immigrant families, they're more open to African American people. Okay, I know, and when I get tired, African American people think they all the same. Okay, and I'm bringing this up. We're talking about historical truth because I want to understand why, and I'm glad one who was commenting on the channel said it supposedly educated. People think that all Mexicans and all Latinos who are not Mexican are all the same, very uneducated, stupid decisions. When I went to school, mostly white people, and it was Latinos there, they were mostly Chicanos, okay? Those are the ones who brainwashed, okay, who was racist too. Not all of them, but they had that race. They tried to fit in with white culture, and they African American people, but they hate on Latino immigrants, okay? What I'm saying, that their ancestors came from. And this was a hatred based on um, thinking that they're better mentality. Okay, and I saw that growing. I'm saying I did. You start speaking Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. They get offended. And I understand you respect people who don't want to speak Spanish to you. Okay, and I even told the Mexican woman, excuse me, Chicano girl, excuse me, I got Spanish roots in me too. So don't get offended when I speak Spanish to you. I'm not calling you out. I didn't call you a B, the H, and so all in Spanish. Okay, so don't get offended when I speak Spanish. It is a formal language. It's an educational, beautiful language, and I'm glad it's in my dang on roots. Okay, so while you get offended when someone speaks Spanish to you, baby, please, I didn't want to talk to her, because I say it's a couple of me. So when I was at HEB in Gulfgate, was it this year or last year? And I had to let Renage, excuse me, I had Spanish roots in me. I'm not being offensive to you, and even when I did not know about that, I still spoke Spanish. I love that language. I'm glad that Real is in my family tree. Okay, I love speaking Spanish. I'm sorry, I love it way better than speaking so-called Ebonics, which is ghetto slave talk. Okay, so yeah, I get my point. So I have no issue with that. People have issue with themselves, that's their problem. But me gusta hablar español, es mi raíces mixtas, es la lengua bonita también, sé que lindo, que linda, excuse me, es español is lindo, you know what I'm saying? So I love speaking Spanish. I don't know what the heck was wrong with her problem. I speak English like I'm not making fun of you. No, I'm not making fun of you. And she should know that Latinos come in all different shades. So there are people in Mexico, even though it's not popular and people don't know, that look like me in Guerrero, Oaxaca, in Veracruz, and Chiapas. So please, and there are people from Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Cuba, the Republic, Central South America. Come on now, girl. So you wouldn't think that I would, I'm not saying that I should imitate the other Latino, Afro-Latino, but you're uneducated. If I spoke Spanish, I could have been a Puerto Rican or something, or Jarocho from Veracruz that you don't want folks to know about, okay? Or it could have been from Venezuela or from República Dominicana, saying Cuba or something. You don't know they are Belize, or either Honduras or something. So very uneducated people out there. I swear Texas is an uneducated state. I'm putting them on blast while I'm doing this video. Okay, let me get to the subject. So my point is that Mexico did get folks who are African American in their freedom get helped out. So those who are African American say I hate Mexican people. You're very ignorant because it was from Mexico. It was for John Hart's crossed that Rio Grande and slaves and run races and freedom of color. Even Creoles crossed the Rio Grande as well. You wouldn't, saying that was a safe haven for us. So that's why I say I shout out, I bash like I bash George Lopez, I bash Cat Williams too. Both of them don't deserve no. I don't like none of them too. I hope white Hollywood knocked their career down. Yes, I did say that. Both Cat Williams and George Lopez, them too. But let's get along with Bill Maher, okay? But let's get to the subject, okay? So when they here in 1882, no, 62, excuse me, 1862, 3, 4 to 1865, that's when folks were still living as slaves. Okay? Thought that they were mistreated, beaten, and dehumanized, and maybe raped as well while they thought that they were still slaves. And it wasn't for the government telling them, excuse me, we been in slavery since 1862. That's why we celebrate Juneteenth. Exactly. I want folks to understand that. We celebrate Juneteenth because of that reason. We're barbecuing. We having soul food, Creole food, whatever. Okay, I don't like to use the terminology of having chicken and watermelon because I get to hear it. I mean, I'm serious because you have folks that say I never get. I heard a comment at the Texas Court of Appeals. A white woman was with my African American people. It's back in 2009, and I want to say her name. We both 79 babies, and they think she's bipolar. Baby, but they were on medication. I probably would offer her too. And she have I think her husband boyfriend is Mexican descent, Latino, and she was telling this dark skinned woman that worked there that her child, somebody don't look like they got a white in us. They're trying to explain, well, the people who think they were pure black, we're not pure black, we part white too, baby, and any American, okay? So, please stop, okay? So I kept my mouth shut. Because there was, I mean, I like working there because I was doing the file clerk and everything. But it had some folks I want to cuss say. A brother that worked with me, he had the same birthday as me, born 88. Wow. And then you had this white dude who was not the head person. The older white man was cool. The dark skinned brother that was at the job, I couldn't stand him. He was military. And the old white man trying to be cool, streetwise, and aura. I'm trying to use pop at the same time. Like I don't know that. When I first got there, had an ugly attitude. So he never liked me, and he was those hyper masculine white dudes, you know what I'm saying? You know, from Texas, that marble man type of. He was always smoking cigarettes, and even I spoke to him, being nice to everybody at the job. They do. I ain't not like being nice to him. I was trying to be cordial. Even the brother, and I'm glad that if they did mistreat their brother who's the same age as me, no, same age, same birthday as me, born 88. If they did, you deserve it because you try to be sweetie up there. Yes, you did. With camel skin, curly hair, good hair. Yeah, yeah, I know who he was. And you even yelled at me for speaking Spanish to one of the Hispanic people there. So don't, no, brother, when you do that mess to me, we not cool. And then the white dude, we not cool either. You gotta treat respect. I don't leave your tradition of the belief system. Thank you. Keep that mess in your life. Don't break it mine. When I was working there, the white woman that was there, and she was from the east side too, okay? She had said, oh, Juneteenth, because it was around the springtime of 2009, after Barack Obama had won, of course. And she said, black folk be eating chicken and watermelon, and started laughing. And nobody in the African Senate who was in that office did not check her. This was the Court Pills downtown, right there by the college, okay, the legal college, to go become a lawyer, okay. On San Jacinto. Don't forget, I worked. I never was late. I never was late going to work there. Really, yeah. I would go there, yeah, working with judges, and that's how I was working with. Okay, and I liked that position, but I didn't like some of the people. I kept it. Actually, sometimes I kept it myself. I did. When I go eat, I be in the park praying. People be looking at me strange. Why? No, I'm praying. I live with my grandmother. I got to deal with these people, and then I got to deal with this. Well, don't do that, bro. Come on now. I want to get out of the situation. I ain't trying to take my life. So what I got to do? I gotta pray about it. Okay. So then it was because I was working there during February, and I working there in what, March, and I think April is when April and my last day. And so when I worked there, because everybody was getting along for every color, like they really was, okay. And what I'm saying, and the white woman that was there, like I say, I was upset about that comment, okay. Her saying chicken and watermelon comment, okay, about Juneteenth. Because that's stereotypical, okay? And no one didn't check her for that. But when I worked at the welfare office the same year, when I worked and switched jobs, not switched jobs, the temp agency told me to work at the welfare office. It was at the Ike, okay? Because Ike was 2008. When I went back, returned back to that place again, I never forget, a sister, fine sister, said, chicken and watermelon. And so she worked and she was one of the caseworkers at the welfare office in Talbot. And I'm like, why would you say chicken and watermelon about, You know what I'm saying? So I would just make a joke to her. I like, why you saying chicken and watermelon? No, we have eggs day in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So I like, well, can we stop? You know, like the N word. Can we stop capitalizing the offensive stuff that hurts us the most? Okay. So when the point is we eat soul food. Like I had to get rid, not get rid. I had to eat the ribs because my stamps haven't came in yet. My loan store haven't been filled up yet. So um, I was off the welfare system for 2 months. Okay. I renewed my stamps. Okay, so I had to, make working less hours at this job here. Um, I had to eat them ribs. I was just saying because the ribs from Costco's, baby, them seasoned ribs were good. I ate them for a Memorial weekend, and I didn't get a chance to get any chicken to barbecue in the oven. So I said, I don't want to starve. I gotta have some meat. Cause I mean I can't be a vegetarian. The only time I more don't eat meat is during Lent, okay? During the Lent season, okay? That's the only time I don't eat meat on Fridays, okay? Sometimes cheap, but I don't eat meat unless it's fish, okay? Um, so what happened is um, I had to eat those ribs this weekend because I didn't want to be hungry and I had to use my blood plasma money to buy food. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, my business folks know what I go through, okay? To put my business out there. I want folks, and I had to use a paycheck I got for working the YouTube concert. You know what I'm saying? I had to use, yeah, it was about 40 something. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm broke. Like later on, I got to go to take care of business, and I gotta go to school, and I'm praying that we don't have no problem being that this marriage, okay? To do what happened Saturday, okay? And I'm gonna keep to myself. I'm gonna keep to myself. I ain't trying to be with these people messing with my money, but as soon as I get the money, I'm out to be rich. The B word, as Nene said, okay, trying to be sanctified, everything. I'm not trying to curse here, okay? So let's get to the subject, all right? So uh say fire, hold it, say fire, you know what I'm saying? Trying to, yeah, thank you. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to keep it like that. But point is, so what happened is that we cook food, and we got Louisiana culture here too in Texas. So we have gumbo, we have fried chicken, barbecue ribs, potato salad, beans, green beans, yams. That's, yeah. Thank you. Okay, boudin. That's rice dressing known as dirty rice. Okay, we have all that going on during Juneteenth. We have festivals. We have parades and stuff. So that's the reason why. And Emancipation Park is going to be open this weekend. Finally open Emancipation Park, and this will be a grand open for Juneteenth this weekend. So I'll be going there hopefully to join myself in Juneteenth. So I hope that covers that. Now let's talk about the last holiday they became recognized later on. 2014, even though I do not like the Republican governor before Greg Abbott, um, was Rick Perry. Rick, the one that said about the Indian Ranch. Okay, that dude. Well, he allowed, because they was trying to, Project Race was telling the state senators and governors to recognize Multiracial Heritage Week. And as a person of African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, and Irish Native American, I I love this. I'm celebrating both Juneteenth, Loving Day, and Multiracial Heritage Week. It's weird. And there was some stuff going on in 2014, but unfortunately, I don't know why in the Loving Day and Multiracial Heritage Week is not here in Houston. Okay, and I would love to go sing and do a gig and do my Tejano and R&B and pop and yes, I would love to do all that. Okay, yes. So if y'all having squeezing a Juneteenth situation or what do you call it, June? Because Saturday I want to be off, but I could perform Sunday if anybody having a Juneteenth. Um, it's a Juneteenth multiracial heritage week, Love a Day celebration. We still celebrate because like they got Pride going on right now. We have that going on. It's also Black Music Month. Okay, so in June. So I want we recognize everything right now. Okay, and so in June, during the 13th to 19th, if I'm not mistaken, this is Multiracial Heritage Week. So all my people of all shades, dark skin, light skin, look Asian, look white, look Hispanic, all Hispanic, hair kinky curly, whatever your phenotype is. If you have a drive of mixed DNA, multiracial DNA, let's say it loud, we mixing proud, baby. Heck yeah. Okay, I love the fact I have multiracial genealogy. Okay, I love it. Okay, I would not be here today if it wasn't for the mixture. Okay, so I'm proud of my African American, French, Spanish, Creole. Shout out to my Latinos out there, Irish, English, and what? Native American, the original Americans of this country. That's why I don't have to tell my business. I don't got no chest hair. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I love, oh yes. Okay. That's why I'm not a hairy person. I'm almost 40 years old. I'll be 38 next 2 months. So that's what Rick Perry signed this bill, and it's to recognize people of March. I wish we had a month. I wish us mixed race people had a month so everybody can be included. Okay, Hoppers, mulattoes, excuse me, Black Indians, triracial people, Hispanic, Latino people, Creole, triracial isolates, mestizo, Afro mestizo. Go ahead, mestiz. Um, you know, um, all type of mixtures, Griffuna. Okay, come on now. Let's all recognize all of us. Okay, Melungians, Lumbees. Okay, come on now. All right, we recognize all mixtures. White Indians. Okay, all right, Blasians. Eurasians. Okay, come on. Recognize all the mixtures in the world, and it could be, I don't care if I'm an ancestor, grandpa, grandma, daddy, mom, whatever that caused you to be mixed, you're here for that reason. Let's say it loud and mixed and proud, okay? So those are not to shame anybody. Those are of African descent and mixed. From the darkest to those who to a pale, whatever. We have it 3 times. We have um, Juneteenth, especially here in Texas, those who are Texas as well, Loving Day, and Multiracial Heritage Week. But to all mixed race people, celebrate those things. Okay, come on, y'all. We got it going on. We got it going on as mixed race people. Okay, they say we're growing, baby. We already grew. We have folks pretend to be pure black or pure white or pure whatever when they not pure. When they got a mixture of ancestry, it wasn't for that mix in their ancestry. Then you know what? I want to cuss here when I be here walking around. They don't know what they look like. Okay, I'm very proud of my multiracial. I'm proud of being a caramel skin mixed race person, multi-generational mixed race person. I'm glad that my dad is, even though we have problems with my dad and mom, I'm glad that my dad is technically African American, French, English, and Native American, to my knowledge of his mixed background. Then my mother is doing a lengthy background search on her last year. She's African American, French, Spanish, Creole, Irish, English, and Native American. So I'm very proud of those components. They're not pure black people, because you ought to be pure black. You have to be pure 100% African heritage, and that's not. And heritage is a synonym for genealogy, ancestry, okay, family tree, roots, whatever, pedigree. Okay, so don't come arguing with it. It was different now. Okay. So I'm very proud to be that multiracial person. I'm very proud that those different things are in me. Whatever bad happened, not to bring up religion, the Bible does say in Deuteronomy that God changes curses into blessings. So I'm that blessing that came out the curse whatever bad happened back in the day, and I'm here today to be proud of my multiracial background. I do not want to be pure anything, pure black, pure white, pure native, pure Latino. Is such thing. Okay, come on, because there's an ethnicity. I'm very proud that I'm mixed race. Okay, so to those who want to knock me down, that's on their ignorance. Okay, that's why I don't tolerate my channel. So let's start saying, like I said about the dude that came on my channel about the what's that man name? John Hernandez situation. There's some dude from who talk about race a lot. He is a white person with dark hair. Maybe he's maybe something came and bash me by my I'll block his behind. Okay, I want to cuss here because I already told him don't tell me what I believe in when it comes to religion or what I am. Okay, so you know, You know, telling you fight for, you're not fighting for nobody. You're not just some white person with dark hair trying to start some mess, trying to be liberal and be a Bill Maher situation. I know that, and you acknowledge me as a multiracial person. I know, dog, well, you're not a true liberal, okay? Because it wasn't for liberals pushing that back in the 90s, there would not be no multiracial. And yes, we had a Republican conservative sign that bill, private under pressure on the Obama administration, okay? But no, it wasn't for liberals actually putting multiracial identity on the map back in the 90s. It would not have been a multiracial movement back in the 90s. Now I'm almost 38 years old, so I want folks to understand that, okay? So so I want folks to understand it wasn't conservative ones who wanted to keep that one drop mentality and that blood quantum and identity policing, and nobody don't identity police me, okay? And if it's in my heritage, that's who I am. Okay, but that's the proud. So therefore, y'all of African descent, mixed heritage, all different shade, mixture, hair color, different. Let's celebrate Loving Day, Juneteenth, and Multiracial Heritage Week. That's the end of my video, and God bless y'all for watching my video. And thumbs up on the video, subscribe if you want to donate. Let me know. You know, it don't matter. You know, because I don't make no money. I don't. They monetizing my videos, and I never made over $1 million. So it don't matter to me. Okay, you know, no, for real. I've been doing this stuff for a long time, and I ain't got monetized. Nobody don't donate. You know, and I don't have that many subscribers because I speak the truth. A lot of folks don't like hear me to teach the truth and be truthful, and they want me to be their puppet. And Zach is not a puppet for nobody. I'm not a commodity to anybody, not your own family. Okay, so that's why I care less about those who don't like my video. This is for those who do. Okay, we call it to each his own, and different folks. If they don't like my video, don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? You know, but that's it. That's what it is. So thank y'all. I try my best not to curse here. Use improper. I try to use that King English. Okay, you know I put a little slang into it. Okay, you ain't supposed Spanish. Okay, so therefore that's a good informative video to educate everybody. I wanted to reach because when I cuss, it's not for this young people. Okay, so in case the young people watch my video, because it does cover historical moments, I want folks to no, when you're a business owner, and I want you to understand, when you plan to be a business entrepreneur, you have to cater to everybody. So there's certain things for certain people. It's like hair. You're not gonna have the same hair texture. You can so you have to have a clientele for all different hair textures. You know what I'm saying? You have different. And probably the same thing with music. I might cuss on a song that's not for young people to listen to. Don't you shouldn't be listening to. You go to bed and read them books, okay? The dad came out of it, okay? You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be rude, be rigid, but you don't be listening to that, okay? It's some grown folks, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to something like this, I try to keep the language down. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it won't be no bad. It wouldn't be a bad situation on the video. It wouldn't be no scandalization on my part, okay? Because people make their own choices in life. For young people, you know, watching YouTube. That's why if I had children under the age of 17, I would not give them phones with apps on it. I'm just called like this. I'm gonna get the flip phone, a government phone where they have none of that mess on there. Okay, until they get to be 18, that's when because they out. No, I'm not gonna be a rigid parent, but I will explain because it's good. And people say don't question, but people don't know that the people are not gonna know anything if they don't understand the reason why. If you're a parent and your child understand why you're doing the things you're doing, you have to let them tell them and answer their questions so they can be understandable to switch. They can realize, well, mom or dad is trying to protect me. If you say don't question, it seems like you just being the you know what on cuss here, and you're gonna give them a burden. But you gotta give them the reason why so they can understand, they can see it for themselves. That's the type of parent I want to be. I don't want to be that mean. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? No, you know what I'm saying? No. I'll explain to my future kids, hey, the reason why dad don't want you to have that type of phone because it got stuff on there and the people on there it might do something to you and I don't want it to happen to you. So I'm glad you asked that question so you can have an understanding, and I bet you 9 your child will respect that. If you okay, that course they're gonna say, oh well he being a you know what or whatever, and you know he ain't supposed to say it, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. But you have to tell the reason why and let them know so they can have understanding. See, it takes two communication and understanding this world. And I bet you half these old bad children and bad parent mess will not be going on. Nobody want to understand anymore. So that's me. I like to understand. If my supervisor at my job don't want me to do something, I want him or her to tell me the reason why, so I can have an understanding and understand and respect the reason why they do. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna come just be ugly mean. It's like you show that bad attitude. I already know you're in the right showing that. Okay, so if I have a child and they have a flip phone, that doesn't have all that stuff on there, I'm like, no, it's the reason why dad does not want you looking at that, because certain things on the internet you don't need to be watching. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be watching this type of stuff. You should not be engaging with people, because it could be a grown person, maybe a child or a teenager, and they might try to get with you, and I don't want to go through that situation. So that's why I don't want you. When you get to be 18, you're responsible for yourself. That's the type of father I'll be. Okay, I'm not. I dealt with that. It's a lot of resentment because of that. Okay, so I don't want to practice what my family did to me. Okay, I cut that chain right there. Okay, so that's why. But anyway, y'all, so when I cuss and get rants, don't let your kids listen to that. Okay, and kids, that's not you to watch. Okay, that's for grown folks, 18 and up. Okay, I want y'all to understand that. Okay, and I think that they shouldn't have access to so much stuff on the internet, because everything's open on the internet. That's the reason why. I was growing up, the cable was certain things on the cable that you could not watch. Okay, your parents wouldn't let you watch, like HBO, we need to boycott, Showtime and all that. But when you got to a certain age, you were able to watch that. Okay, but internet's like open, anything's open. Okay, so that's why we see all the ratchetness going on. We didn't have access to that type of information back then. The military did, but we didn't. So that's why. But that's different, and that's why and I want folks to understand that I'm not trying, like I was telling, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring up a personal situation. The Latino guy who's mixed with white, the one I mentioned from the video about the group that he's in, on about the Latin rapper being dissed by a rapper about taking their name. Okay, about the South Pole Collision. I told him we was cool that Thursday at the beginning, but I told him, he said that he took his daughter's phone away, and she was mad at him. And she said she was talking to him, he better have she had been on the internet. I said, I ain't trying to be in your business, but you shouldn't let your daughter even engage with somebody on the internet, because you never know. It could be us. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. One like you like to nag and nitpick it. I'm gonna let that happen to you, because I like people see it for themselves, not trying to obey that verse. Where it says in Proverbs 9, don't correct a scoffer, you'll get hurt. That's a lot of folks do not know. That's why I'm a scoffer. I know that. Okay, they get mad and butt hurt. No, you don't correct a person who don't want to be corrected. Let them do their doggone thing, bump their head till it bleeds, and then they realize they should listen. That's how you do it. Okay, so point is, so in that situation, I said, so I was trying to tell, I ain't trying to tell other people that work in there, the one who's doing ticket checking thing that Thursday. I said, I'm not trying to tell how to run his house. I'm just letting you know what I hear on news and what I hear, and I know people who have this situation happen where they met somebody, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They child exactly, okay? So your children have no business being on the internet talking to face with some boyfriend that could be a grown man pretending to be a boy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to tell him, but he didn't want to listen. So what happens. I'm not trying to wish bad luck on his daughter, but if he start crying, don't cry. Say, Zach, I told you, I apologize how I treat you. No, don't apologize. I'm like Madonna. So you heard it all before. Okay. Don't tell me you're sorry. I heard it all before. And I thank you. I'll be like, oh, take a bow. Rihanna, okay. Go and take a bow. Okay. That's how I am. Okay. So, point is, that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to tell him, like, dude, you shouldn't let that girl have a phone with all them apps, and she has social media access. Some grown man might try to holler at her. That's how I was trying to tell these people, these folks, I swear, but they want to know why their kids learn all this stuff on the internet and junk. You shouldn't have that kid. So when I be cursing and stuff, that's not for them kids. And no kids should not be looking at my doggone videos. Go do homework. Go play outside. Shoots. Go, if you're a dude, go talk to your girlfriend. And if you're a girl, go talk to your boyfriend. Go hang out with your friend. Go to the mall or something like we used to do back in the day. Go watch cable TV. that's appropriate for you. Okay, it's not for all this curse I doing. It's not for you to listen. It's for them grown folks. It's for grown people only. But this video without the cursing here is for grown people and adults, and excuse me, kids and adults. So that's why I do not want to curse on this video. Okay. So when I become an artist, there's certain songs you should not be listening to. Okay, I should have an edited version of my. That's one thing I understand why these parents are buying unedited version of the CD. One thing I don't like how my grandmother we was raised, but I'm glad that I had that mentality not to listen to explicit lyrics. Okay, when I was growing up, no, you better not be listening to those. You know, say to go somewhere outside the family, listen to that. You couldn't go into my grandparents' house and play that. You know, Born Raised in Compton and shoot 'em up and shoot. You couldn't play that, and this is a real version of that. Okay, couldn't play that mess. Sorry, that's how it come up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's certain things they say on sexual stuff on songs. I didn't know what that means. Okay, so that's why I grew up. Okay, so I want folks to understand that. All right, y'all. Bye. Have a nice day.